Hey guys, welcome back to Aspirant Gaming. I'm heading down to Station 7 because I think Mac's around today, and I have a character that would really like to catch up with him. He's meant to be on as Macca Rogers, his fire captain, so I wanted to see if I could catch up with the guy. I don't see him around, so we'll pull up and we'll see if he's around. You will not recognise this character, I don't think, but the face might give you a clue. Someone's changed a little bit. Hello? Anybody home? Captain Rogers, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if you remember me or not.
I do. You'll have
Ara
to forgive
Song.
me. I don't remember your name.
You were
Say again?
there. Ara Song. You were there at the bridge.
I do. How are you doing? You doing all right?
A lot better than I was. Did you have time to talk, maybe?
Yeah.
If you're not busy, that is.
Absolutely. No. I took my boat off and everything. I'm good for the day. Well, yeah. You want to stand here? You want to walk?
We can
I'd
walk.
offer to let you go inside, but they're renovating right now.
No, it's okay. Anywhere's fine.
I think there's a bench this way. I could
Okay.
be wrong. Yeah. What's up?
I wanted to catch up with you and say thank you. I came to realize that without you, I probably wouldn't be here today.
What? Absolutely.
And that's a lot to lay on you, but I mean it. I was in a really bad place, and you brought me back from the brink. Did there actually... No, I don't think there are any benches around here.
Well, we can just
Just,
walk.
you know what? Yeah,
Just sit.
why not? We'll sit.
I'm cool either way. Why not? I'll
I'll
let
just
you.
lean.
You get a good bit of pipe. You find whatever looks the most comfortable.
Will this work? It almost works, technically, so I will sit here. It's kind of... No, that's not particularly comfortable pipe, is it?
No, I don't think it is.
I don't... We'll just go back around front, I guess, and we can...
Yeah.
Look, I know it's your job and everything, but... what you said, it had a huge impact on me. Obviously I had to go to hospital and get monitored and all that jazz, but I tried to find something in the darkness that would keep me going, and it was your words. I got it into my head that what had happened to me had ended my life, had changed my life in ways I couldn't control, and I felt helpless. I felt like a different person, like I was less than I was. Racing was my life, and I thought that was done. I thought I could never get in a car again. As you can see behind me, that's not the case. Not anymore. Safer, yes, but I realized that I had to get back on the horse, as it were, and that the only person that was afraid of me was me. It was a lot to process, but it's just skin. That's all we are, and the skin grew back. It's not the same, but it grew back, and it just reminds me of what happened. Will people look at me differently? Yes, but I can also embrace it too. And I've tried to. I mean, I got a lot of tattoo work done to cover up a lot of scars, but I feel beautiful now rather than damaged. Makes me feel a lot better. Am I the same person? No. But it's better than it was. I'll stand under here after the rain.
Yeah. I was gonna say, please. that out of the rain enough for you?
Yeah,
You can
I
go
guess.
inside if you need.
It's okay.
Okay.
I don't know. Something about
sure.
feeling the rain on the skin. It feels good.
It does.
Reminds me I'm alive and that I want to be. I don't know if you realise just how much of an impact you had that day, but you did. More than any of the rest of them. I was fully prepared to go off that bridge.
I don't know what to say, but I'm happy you didn't.
I don't know why. Sorry, I just wanted to say thank you. I guess I'm explaining too much and going into too much detail, but it had a big impact, and I wanted you to know that. That what you said, it made me feel valuable again. I wasn't a monster, at least to your eyes, and if it wasn't in one person's eyes, it could be others. I guess I chose to become my own monster, one that I controlled. In a good way. That even makes sense.
It does. Trust me, it does.
I guess I kind of lent into the idea of duality a little bit too much, if you look at the car, but...
I was about to say I like it.
yeah, it's a project I've been working on. I'd bought the car before the accident and I couldn't face it. I couldn't even go in the garage. Not for the longest time. I couldn't look at a car. All the way up to that day on the bridge. It was after I got out of hospital that I decided to go back in there and start tinkering again. And then I built that horror. And the colour scheme just spoke to me, I guess, in the end. I'm being safer now. I know there's risks, but I'm doing things in a better way. More
Good.
events than legal street racing. But I needed to. I needed to know I could get back behind the wheel, I could drive a car again, I could race. I could do something I loved. When I first got back into driving, I entered a couple of races. I just wore a black race suit and black helmet and didn't take my helmet off. I didn't want people to see me. I wanted to know I could still drive before I confronted anything else. And I could. But then I realised that I was hiding. That it was just another security blanket, so... I set to work and I made a new me. Can I ask how you got over what happened to you?
You can.
That was me
Yeah.
asking, by the way.
I know. I'm just trying to think of the best way to go about it. I don't know how much of the story you remember from the bridge.
Not much. I was in a very bad place.
Okay. For the record, I'm very proud of you for how well you've recovered off of this. This is incredible.
I've had a lot of therapy. A lot. I'm not ashamed to say that. I have been to a lot of therapists.
Trust me, I'm on a first-name basis with every single therapist in this department.
You said it was at work, I remember that. But I was a little in my own head that day. It was a fire? Well, obviously it was a fire, but... You were working?
I was a young lieutenant. It's my second week of my promotion. I've been married for about 3 months, 2-3 months. My wife had a girl on the way. That's you don't care about that.
No, I do. It's important. Part of who you are.
Anywho, I was it was a big structure fire, one of the mansions up in just before Vinewood, the Rockford area. Whole building was on fire. So it was the battalion chief at the time was there, and he ordered me to take the first attack team in. I'll try to not use too much technical jargon. I was the first team in. We had reports from somebody who had gotten out that there was 3 people still in the house. We just didn't know where. So I took the ground team looking through the bottom floors while we sent a second team up to the top, this floor above us. What we didn't know at the time was that the ceiling for the first floor, which is the floor of the second floor, was unstable. So we were searching through and we're doing a ground search. I'm sure you've seen videos of firefighters crawling on the ground. That's what we do. I was leading the stack, and I heard a woman crying for help up near on the other side of this room. Big, smoky living room. So I call out to my guys in the back, hey, I'm going to find this lady, stay with me. So we get over to her, and I see her. She's got she was pinned by a bookcase that had fallen on top of her. So I get over there and I start lifting it off. We get her out. And I heard a noise above me. Fires, they don't tell you this, but they're kind of loud. You don't hear a ton going on in there other than your breathing. So when you hear something, that's scary. Looked up. And, sorry. I saw a beam falling. I just shoved the lady off of me that I had been carrying, and I don't remember the rest, but my second, who was with me, lady by the name of Mary, she's not with us anymore, saw the beam hit me. Our mask, our SCBA, the mask, has a series of straps that go around the back of your head to secure it. Well, mine was kind of old, and I'd slacked on servicing it. So when the beam fell, it knocked my mask off, which does 2 things. Gave us this beautiful piece of artwork you can see here, and deprived me of oxygen. So I was not having fun. I was instantly out. Housing beams weigh a couple 100 pounds. They're not light.
No.
They tell me they pulled the beam off, dragged me outside, put me on oxygen, and carted me down to the hospital. Found out later that what had happened was the second search team was going over. They were above us. They were right at the same point where I was. And one of them, I guess their weight was just enough to shift that beam off. It was just resting on drywall, I guess. It had come unattached. We still don't know how. Never will. And that was what caused it to fall and hit me. And anywho, I got 3rd-degree burns to my face, second to my shoulder and chest where the rest of the beam was. Thankfully, that was the majority of it. I don't need to tell you how that hospital stay went. I think
No. Familiar. How did you get back from that, though? How did you find yourself again?
my wife, my kid,
It's a good reason.
well, kids, I should say, kids. They were
Maybe if I'd had
twins.
that, I wouldn't have ended up on that bridge. I didn't have anybody at all. Just my friends. And I couldn't face them. It took me a long time to realise it was random chance. It wasn't my fault. I think I partly blamed myself for the burns. That it was my doing. I crashed. Yeah, that happens. But I was fine. I had a roll cage. I was strapped in. I was safe. But then the car behind me came off at the same corner and slammed into the gas tank of my car. Dislodged it from the tree I was up against and sent us both down the hillside. Spilling gasoline over hot parts.
Jesus.
It was unavoidable. I was just unstrapping and getting out of my car at the time it hit. So I got flung clear and I burned in the ensuing fire that picked up a bunch of the woodland around the area. That's why I got these tattoos. I wanted to control my body, not let it define me. To some it's beautiful destruction, to some it's horrifying. But this way it's mine. This way it's part of me. I won't wear makeup to hide it on my face. Not now. I want it seen. Because it represents me, in a way. I'm not the same person that went into that crash. And in a way, it represents a part of my life experience. Something that I experienced, something that I had happened to me, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Accidents happen. But it is something that I needed to. Dear God. It's something I needed to have in my control. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does.
That's what got me back driving again. Control. I wasn't going to give that up. Not for this.
No. It's good. I'm happy you learned.
You saved my life, Captain Rogers. Just as if you'd pulled me from a burning building. Just as if you were the firefighter that pulled me out of that scrubland that was ablaze. Just as if you were the doctors and nurses. You saved my life. Because if it wasn't for you, I would have died there on that bridge, or below it. I know it's your job to save people's lives, but that's with your hands, and with your back, and with your body. That day, your spirit saved mine. One human being to another, so thank you.
You're welcome.
I won't ever be able to thank you enough or pay you back for what you did, but I want you to know that I'll always think about you.
Just happy I get it.
Well, I'll get out of your hair. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
No,
But thank you.
You're fine.
And just like that, the sun comes out and the rain goes away. Maybe it's a metaphor.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
I'll be gentle. Not so gentle. Well, Ara Song is back. What I'll be doing with her, I'm not entirely sure, but I think she'll be back for something fun. We'll have to see what happens in the very near future, but Ara's a character that I wasn't really going to use much. I didn't really have much story for her, but I guess what happened to her really began to create something interesting, a random accident scene that I decided to play into and to expand upon. Gave me something richer to play with, and I thought it'd be really cool to go back and talk to Captain Rogers again and get you guys to see more of an insight into what happened with him and where I could interact with him without being sobbing full of tears like I was. Because oh boy, was I. I just like to come back and touch on these things sometimes when I can, and obviously now it gives me an opportunity to use her for something cool and in the future and something quite interesting. And this car, the Jester RR, is sick and I love it, and the livery is just so Ara, so yeah. Lime green and camo. Very cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Little Civ Night thing just to kind of put a kind of pin in that story. Bye.